Hi, and thanks for watching. My name is Jimmy Simmons, one of 3 senior design consultants for IWA. I'm going to walk you through a wine room project located in Texas that started in February 2011 and completed in early May 2011. The client had recently built a 3-level residence, and one of the last items on the finish list was the wine room located on the lower level, which was partially below grade. After an on-site consultation with the client, I was able to obtain finished room dimensions, a working materials list, and scope of work, which included refrigeration and racking. So let's take a look at the final design and get into some of the finer details. Alright, so what we have here is the plan view of the project. We have elevation 1, elevation 2, and elevation 3. These are both side walls, 1 and 3, and elevation 2 would be the wall opposite the door wall, which we typically call in the business the back wall. Alright, so you'll notice in the back left-hand corner and the back right-hand corner that what's indicated are chases that are clad or made out of stone. These actually ended up being clad in a mahogany wood species to match the racking system. This back wall is actually a half-high racking system with tabletop material along with a quarter round to give it a finished look, and that's something we'll be able to get into detail on in the finished pictures. So what we have is a room that is approximately 120 inches by 90 inches. And note that this is actually finished room dimensions. Example being this left side wall is 89 5/8, the right wall is 90 inches. You'll also notice that the ceiling height, it varies. And that's because what we do for final room dimensions is we measure in each corner for ceiling height, and then we measure each wall at the base, the middle, and at the top for dimensions. And that's because there's no such thing as a level floor or a plumb wall. So we need those hard numbers before we can start fabrication to make sure everything goes smoothly in the field upon installation. Let's go ahead and move over to an elevation. What we have here is elevation 1. This would be to the left of the door wall walking into the wine room. This is where we have the refrigeration system. This particular project we used a Cellar Pro 3200 VSI along with the rear duct system. Based on field conditions, it was required. The client also opted for the bottle probe for the thermostatic control. And we also indicate what we have is the outlets. These outlets are switched outlets tied to either a wall switch, a dimmer pack, or the smart system of the home to control the accent lighting in the wine room. The back wall, elevation 2, this is the tabletop material. This is the peninsula table, which is, it's hard to tell, but this is the end piece or feature, which is the quarter round shelf. And then the final elevation would be elevation 3, which mirrors elevation 1. Again, same scenario, we have the outlet called out for and dimensionalized on the plan, so the electrician can have that located and in place for us in the room for the lighting. A simple 2D section or side view of that peninsula table. And then what we did was we included a 2-step crown. Whenever I do a design in traditional wood materials, I always try to include a 2-step crown, if not larger. It makes life a lot easier for the installation in the field, especially because of those varying ceiling heights and wall dimensions. And what we have here is a grand total bottle capacity of 1355. Again, project done in prime mahogany wood species and a dark walnut stain. It does say lacquer none, but we actually did include a 3-step process of lacquer on the tabletop material, which we'll see when we get over to the finished room dimensions. And then we have a plan view of the molding detail. And let's go ahead and take a look at the finished room pictures. What we have here is an elevation looking directly into the wine room. You can see that now the chases in the corner are clad in that mahogany, along with that soft eyebrow arch. The tabletop, you can clearly see, has a furniture grade finish, that 3-step process of lacquer application that I was speaking of. And then what we have next is a view of their door. As you can clearly see, it's a beautiful solid core door, hand etched. It's an auto bottom door drop, which allowed for an extremely clean transition on the threshold. And another elevation looking into the wine room. A nice piece of art, gold gilded frame. Always a very classy option. And then this is a nice feature outside the wine room to the right of the entry door. It's a small alcove, kind of a Tuscan theme. This is a wine stave barrel table, along with some chairs. They can sit here and taste wine and enjoy their company and a great bottle of vino without being in the wine room, because the conditions inside that space are typically 55 with a relative humidity of 60 to 70%, so not exactly the temperature that you would want to be hanging out in and talking. Another view in the wine room, a tiled floor, which using tile is a great product to use. Hardwoods, cork flooring, those are great, mostly in a brown hues or earth tones, which blend typically with traditional wood racking. And this view, you can see where we have the Cellar Pro installed. It is up and running, blends very nicely with the racking system. And you can also see, going back to the crown, how this actually has some height and weight to the design and overall aesthetic. Also ties nicely into the coffered ceiling. And another finished view, you can see these are high reveals. These come in a 3-bottle tall or a 4-bottle tall high reveal. We include a post-channel material to hide the LED lighting, which is accent lighting. Another side view of an elevation, also indicating the LED lighting. I really appreciate you stopping and watching. If you do have a project that is in the ground or on the design board, please reach out for me. I'd love to offer a design bid for your consideration. You can start the process by clicking on the contact button located on our website. Simply ask for me by name in the comment field. Until next time, cheers.